Okay, so you ready to dive into something pretty deep today?
Always up for a challenge.
Yeah, I figured you would be. So today we're going to be taking a closer look at Psalm 16.
Ooh. Okay.
It's a prayer that's traditionally attributed to King David, the one from the Old Testament.
Right, yeah.
So, obviously the source material is, religious in nature, but we're going to try to approach it from kind of like a more literary and thematic angle today,
Yeah, okay.
focusing on the universal human experiences that it reflects. What can a prayer written thousands of years ago tell us about, about seeking refuge and finding joy and just grappling with the big questions of life and death?
Those are the big ones.
Right. What are we all doing here? So, first off, David starts by expressing this need for protection.
Yeah.
Declaring his trust in God as his sole source of well-being.
I mean, that sets up the whole theme of the psalm, right?
Yeah.
Seeking refuge in a higher power, especially during times of uncertainty and fear.
Totally. And, it doesn't really matter what your personal beliefs are. We all have those moments.
Right.
Where we need that reassurance, that support.
They do.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what are some things that you turn to when you're going through something?
Oh, gosh. I tend to look towards, nature a lot. I find a lot of peace and solace in nature.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of wisdom to be found in the natural world.
Yeah, absolutely. But, okay, so going back to the psalm.
Yeah.
Another thing that David really emphasizes is this idea of fellowship and boundaries. So, he really emphasizes the fact that, he respects the beliefs of others, right?
Yeah.
But he's also going to maintain his own.
Yeah, and that's such a, timeless human struggle, right? I mean, navigating all these diverse beliefs and values while, staying true to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, it's not necessarily about, agreeing with everything.
Right.
But just, understanding how complex faith and personal conviction really are.
Totally. It's being open-minded, but also having your own, moral compass,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing is, David doesn't just stop there. He goes on to express gratitude.
Yeah.
For all the stability and prosperity he's been given, comparing it to the joy of, inheriting a super fertile piece of land.
Right. And that image might seem specific to, ancient times and all that.
Yeah.
But it really taps into that feeling of abundance and contentment.
Absolutely.
We all want that.
Yeah.
What are the fertile fields in our own lives?
Yeah.
What brings us that same sense of fulfillment?
Mm-hmm. And then there's this other really cool part where David talks about the importance of seeking guidance, even when things are tough. He straight up says, during the night, I reflect and learn.
That's so powerful. It
Yeah.
emphasizes the value of introspection, reflecting and continuously pursuing knowledge and understanding.
Absolutely.
No matter what you're going through.
Yeah. And it's not just formal learning, right?
Yeah.
It could be those moments of just quiet contemplation, just reflecting on your own.
Exactly. Personal reflection.
Yeah, and then we get to the part of the song where he starts to talk about joy and confidence.
Mm-hmm.
He's celebrating the joy and the safety that he finds in his faith.
Mm-hmm.
And he even expresses this confidence that he's not going to be abandoned, even in the face of death.
He straight up says, "You will not abandon me to Sheol," which was that shadowy underworld that we were talking about before.
Right, yeah.
And I think this really addresses one of the most fundamental human feels. The fear of oblivion, the fear of nothingness.
Yeah, for sure.
And the psalm offers us this comfort, this reassurance that there's something beyond just our earthly existence.
Yeah. I mean, it really is powerful, right? Just this idea of resilience and hope, even when you're facing those giant unknowns.
Yeah. It's a testament to the human spirit,
Totally. And it really is incredible how much this prayer written thousands of years ago still resonates with us today.
Yeah.
It's all about seeking refuge, finding joy, and dealing with those questions that we're all going to face at some point.
Exactly. And it reminds us that these are universal experiences.
Totally. So what do you think? What are your own personal psalms? Where do you turn for comfort, guidance, or inspiration when you need it?
That's a good question. I think it can change depending on what I'm going through, but sometimes it's music.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's connecting with loved ones. I think the important thing is to have those sources of strength to draw from when things get tough.
Totally. And like you said, they can change and evolve as we do, right?
Totally.
So thanks for taking this deep dive with me today.
My pleasure.
And for you listening out there, I hope this sparks some new thoughts and ideas for you too.
Always keep searching.
Right. Until next time.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.